Hey everybody, coming at you. This is Chris from Team DBZ Biscuit, and today I'm doing a deck profile of my Dark Magician deck. Let's start off with the monsters. Today we're starting with 3 Dark Magicians. They're the main, dude of the deck. He's the main reason that the deck works. There's a lot of combo plays revolving him, banishing your opponent's stuff, and he is the main reason this deck works. Next, we play 3 Apprentice Illusion Magicians. Now, she's pretty much a Dark Honest. You can discard her from your hand or pop her from your field and boost something 2k, and it makes winning games quickly. You also can special summon her by discarding a card and then adding a Dark Magician to your hand, which is incredible when you're really trying to go off and you need a Dark Magician on the field to do anything. Next, I play 3 Dark Magician's Rod, or Magician's Rod, not Dark Magician Rod. They give you the ability to search for a spell or trap card, so you go into your Eternal Soul or your Magician Circle, or any of the spells that target Dark Magician. Like Eye of Timaeus, or even Magician's Navigation, all that stuff that's going to bring your Dark Magician to the field and make him, do the things you want to do. Next, I play 2 Dark Magician of Dark Illusions. They, it's pretty much when you activate spells or trap cards, you get a free Dark Magician, because you can special summon him from your hand, and when he's on the field, he counts as Dark Magician. And then, when he's on the field, you can special summon 1 Dark Magician from your graveyard. So you can go into an overlay play, or you can do your Dark Magician combos that you want to do, and you'll have one with a big defense and one with your 2500 attack. Last but not least, for monsters, playing 2 Spellbook Magician of Prophecies. They're really useful in getting your draws up, especially if you go first. This deck sets up really well first. You go first and you set your traps, and then you just special summon on your opponent's turn. So you want your draw power. So these are for your draw engine. Moving on to spells. We're gonna start with 3 Dark Magical Circle. It allows you to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and add a spell trap. Or you reveal 1 spell or trap card or a Dark Magician among them, and you can add it to your hand. And then when you summon a Dark Magician, you can banish something on your opponent's field, and that's you can do it once per turn, which is amazing. And you just pop something on their back row; you don't have to worry about it. Pop something on their field. Your opponent's got a Beals at a lot. You just get rid of that Beals. Next, we have 2 Spellbooks of Secrets. Those are to, further combo your, the Spellbook play, so you get, your draw power off, and then, it thins your deck, so that way you can get to your Dark Magician stuff faster. And then 2 Spellbook of Knowledge. That's the final piece to the puzzle. You just sacrifice off 1 spellcaster. Usually it's, Rod or the Spellbook of Prophecy, and you just, draw 2 cards, which is really useful, especially when you go first. Next on the list, you have 2 Eye of Timaeus. Now this card is used to fusion summon into your bigger plays, like your Dark Paladin or your Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, and pretty much set up like a board lockout, so that way they can't do anything to your field and you just do what you want to theirs. Next on the list, I play 2 Pot of Duality. I tried Desires, it was bricky, and I ended up milling out half of the stuff that I wanted to use. So Duality just means I can't special summon on my turn. So I get to look at, I reveal 3 cards, pick the one that I want, and then special summon. I can't special summon for the rest of the turn, but I special summon on your turn and I get more effects anyways, so, you know, it's beneficial in the deck. Next on the spell list of spells are 2 Cosmic Cyclones. Twin Twister is good, but Cosmic Cyclone is a little bit better. You're not discarding the cards you want to keep in your hand, and yeah, it costs you 1,000 life points, but you banish that back row, so they're not going to be able to get it back. You know, no Magical Stone of Excavation, no mask, you know, nothing to bring them back. So it's all gone. 1 Dark Hole. Right now, it's just there until I can get a Regeki, but I don't have, you know, $30 to drop on that. So this works. And then the last 3 spells are Illusion Magic, which allows you to tribute a spellcaster and then add 2 copies of Dark Magician to your hand. Most of the time, that's really useful if, like, you don't have anything else, but you're trying to, you know, special summon with, like, Eternal Soul or Magician's Navigation. That way you're guaranteed you have a Dark Magician in your hand. Dark Magic Attack, it's Heavy Storm. You know, that's what it is. And if you're not playing somebody with a back row, then it's not very good and you just side deck it out. But it helps win. And you know, you're like, I'm just not gonna let you have all of your strikes and warnings and all of the things that can stop me. So, one of those. And then last but not least, Dark Magic Inheritance. You can banish 2 spell cards and you get to add a spell or trap card from your deck to your hand for Dark Magicians. So you go into Eternal Soul or Magical Circle, so that way you get your combos to go off, and all it costs is like 2 spell cards. So if you had played spell books, you know, you got your spell books in the graveyard already just banished because they're useless now. So moving on to traps, we play 3 Magical Navigation. It's really useful for you get 2 for the price of 1 card. So you activate it on your opponent's turn, you special summon a Dark Magician from your hand. The only downside is you have to have Dark Magician in your hand, because the first part of the effect says special summon a Dark Magician from your hand. And then you get the other effect. And you can special summon a level 7 or lower spellcaster monster from your deck. So you can go into combos like your spellbook. If you have no other options, you can go into the Apprentice Illusion Apprentice, because she's there and you get another Dark Magician to your hand. Or you go into like any the not Dark Magician, who's the big defense guy, and you just add him to your hand, or you special summon him, then you can overlay into something like Big Eye or whatever else you need to. Now here's the breadwinner. This is Eternal Soul. 3 of those. Very big combo piece. You know, each turn you can add a Dark Magician to your hand, or you can add a Dark Magic Attack or 1,000 Knives. You know, if you're playing the Dark Magic Attack and you're trying to, you know, get rid of their back row, that's what you want to go into. So you don't have to add a Dark Magician, or you can special. It's not add a Dark Magician. It's special a Dark Magician. That is my bad. So you special one from your hand or your graveyard, or you can add the spells to your hand to do combos, and it makes the game a lot more fun. Also with this, you want to make sure you do what you can to keep it safe, because if it dies, you lose your whole field. Alright, some counter trap cards. Playing 2 strikes, because stopping your opponent from special summoning, that's key. Like, you don't want them to get things faster than you, and if they're gonna pendulum summon, this stops it. Get rid of all of their pen summons. Warning, same reason. You know, you want to stop them from getting bigger, scarier things than what you can do. You know, Dark Magician starts at 25, but you know, you don't want to have to try and worry about like somebody dropping in like a Quasar or anything like that on you. You just go, nope, that's not hitting the field. And last but not least, for traps in the main deck is Quaking Mirror Force. It's really useful. Everything except Link monsters. You're gonna attack me with something, it's going face down. I don't care. like, it doesn't target, it just says your monsters are face down. And you can't change their position, which means if I can hit you with piercing, I'm going to. The extra deck. I'm running 2 Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. This came out in that new set, the Legendary Dragon decks. It's really useful because what it'll do is it counts as Dark Magician when it's on the field and in the graveyard. So you can hit it, you can special summon it with Eternal Soul or anything that targets a Dark Magician in your graveyard. And then it protects your back row. So while you have Eternal Soul on the field, your Dark Magicians aren't affected by spells and traps, or card effects of your opponent. And then he makes it so they can't get rid of your Eternal Soul. So you combo into him, you know, pop him off somehow, and then bring him back, so that way he's just on the field and not in your extra deck zone. And then you go into something bigger like Dark Paladin, who's going to get, you know, 500 for your the dragons, for him specifically, because he'll just give your Dark Paladin a boost, and then there's your whatever dragons your opponents are running. I play 2 Ebon Illusion Magician. If you can XYZ into it, it's really useful. I actually haven't seen it in game because most of the time I get my opponent down to the point where I'm not even going to worry about it. But what it does is you can overlay onto a rank 6 spellcaster as long as it has XYZs. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ and special summon 1 spellcaster normal monster from your hand or deck. And then when a normal spellcaster declares an attack, you can target 1 card your opponent controls and banish it. So that's how you clear your opponent's field. You know, you make sure that, you know, everything you need is where it needs to be. We run 2 Ebon High Magician. That's the rank 6 one. No, that's also rank 7. Oh, that was my bad. I thought it was rank 6. Yeah, you use this and you can, where was I going? Oh, you can play quick play spells from your hand. You know, you just detach an XYZ, and then, if it's destroyed, you can special 1 Dark Spellcaster from your hand or deck. So that's just another way to bring Dark Magician out. You know, hey, I got a free Dark Magician because my monster died, or I have hand traps as hand traps. So another fusion I'm playing is Dark Paladin. As I said before, you know, punch your opponent with your Magician Knight, and you bring this out, and then you know, it makes it so, you know, you have a big beefy monster that can pretty much mitigate the field. You know, if you combo it with your Dark Magician Knight, he's gonna get a boost from it, and if your opponent's playing a decent amount of dragons, it's gonna boost him too. So, you know, you just have to be careful of back row things. I play 1 number 11 Big Eye. He's really good for stealing your opponent's stuff, and that's all he really needs to do. And he's a spellcaster, so if you get him in the graveyard, and you can special summon him with one of the monster effects that target spellcasters. So that's what he's good for. He's not very big, but he does steal your opponent's stuff, so it's really useful if they're like playing like Obeals or something, and you don't want to get hit by that, because then you can just take it. Then I'm playing a few rank 3s. We've got Ghost Trick Alucard. He does, you can't target Ghost Trick monsters. You can target one set your opponent controls and destroy that target. And then that's pretty much it. He's a back row popper. You got Dante. You know, you got your mill, which boosts him, but he makes it so, it's pretty much just a rank 3 if you're really playing it for that purpose. If you can get it out, then he's just there to, you know, thin your deck. And the number 7 rebar range shark. It's useful because you can add spell cards to your deck. Or hold on. Oh no, that's only rank up. If you're playing rank up, it's you could get the rank up to your hand, or you can special summon a monster from your graveyard. That's pretty much all he is. But most of the time he doesn't see much play because I'm not going to keep my rank 3 monsters on the field. No. Thanks for watching, guys. I know it was a little bit long, but thanks for watching, and hopefully you guys like to give it a try. Have a good one.